We're back in the field where we have started. We started here last week and we picked all the bad apples out. And then we still had some left, which were hopefully good apples. Well, seems they were good, so that's a good thing. It's not the yield we were hoping for, but at least the bins are clean and free of cork. These apples, they are really nice, but it's not yielding a lot, as the next bin is over there. It's quite bad actually, but it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it now anymore. So even though this is the first pick for this field, when you don't count the bad ones, we decided to finish it off completely, as most of the apples have color already. 2 days ago we were completely in the mud and I added the duals on the machines, and today we actually have the start of a heat wave, as it's now 32 degrees Celsius. And that is a lot. It's not good for the apples or pears, so we are quite liking the weather how it is now. But we are not gonna sprinkle today, as it's that extremely wet still everywhere, so we don't want to sprinkle. But if it gets any hotter, then we will have to sprinkle. After all, we just don't want that our apples burn from the sun, because they get damaged heavily by sunburn, so that's something we have to prevent. But we also want to prevent drowning them. The good thing is that we still have a light breeze today, so even though it's 32 degrees Celsius, we still got that breeze. So that's really cooling the apples down on the tree. We just need to get them out of the orchard quickly every time. it's over 30 degrees Celsius, so we are bringing all the apples home that we picked today. As if we leave them in the field or on the trailer, it's just too hot, and we have the space at home to keep them cold straight away. So we're gonna put them in an open cool house. That way they are in the shadow and it's a little bit cooler there. So that way it doesn't harm, and anytime we got time, we can drive some into the cool house where it's actually cold. Well, we bring this machine home because it has an empty battery, and that's because we don't have real alternators, and usually the music is quite hard on during the day, and we can do 2 weeks with a battery. So we towed this home, and straight away I was asked to take a look at this belt, as it doesn't always rotate properly. I can see there's a lot of dirt in that wheels, but I can also see the V-belt is quite deep in the pulley. So we're gonna see what we replaced to get this properly running again. Maybe the gas spring is broken, I don't know. If we take it apart, we will know soon enough. So let's tow this home. So this belt isn't rotating properly sometimes, so we're gonna see what's wrong with it. This still looks fine, but I can feel this rotates pretty tough. So what I'm gonna do is add some grease in it. So we open this up, add some grease and close it again. Well, that just seems to work perfectly again, as I can now hold the belt and everything keeps rotating, just the belt stays in place. So what I did is I checked if the spring is alright, and I did pressing it down, it comes up by itself perfectly. The groove of the V-belt isn't worn out. What was an issue was that both shafts which hold the gears in place, they're very dirty. I replaced one, and the other one I just greased it up. But the one that I replaced it because it had a little bit of play. And a little bit of play can cause it to get more dirt in there and actually get out of center and cause all kinds of issues. So this way it's fixed for sure. And it's a really cheap fix. So after all, it isn't that bad with this field, luckily enough. So the pickers really did their best at the first pick, and we got nice and clean bins now, and we also got a nice yield, as we still get 4 to 5 bins out of every row, and that's with all the bad stuff already out. So that is pretty nice. It's not a top yield, but it's nice enough. So today we get far over 30 degrees Celsius again, so we're bringing the apples home as soon as possible every time. And I also closed the sail on the trailer already on one side. Well, all of a sudden we got an issue with this machine. It suddenly started to squeak very loud, and that only happened like 2 minutes ago. And yeah, it's 5 o'clock now, so everybody went home. But I did some feeling here, and I noticed that the drive shaft is extremely hot, and this is the sun side, so my expectation is that the grease just vaporized out of it, got too hot, and it all squeaked out, and that way it's now out of grease. So we're gonna run it and grease it a bit, and hopefully it fixes the squeaking noise, as it's horrible. Screaming was already fixed before I could even film it, so probably it was just a heating issue, and just having the machine shut down a few minutes already cooled everything down, so it all rotated again. So I put some grease in, and hopefully that fixes the issue. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot anymore, even though it's 35 degrees now. Tomorrow it's supposed to be even hotter, so we won't be picking long tomorrow, and then we shut down to go to the swimming pool. It's too hot.